Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for tonight's Sportsnet 3 starts the game as selected by Pat Steinberg from Sportsnet 960 The Fan. Third start tonight from the Calgary Flames, number 55, Noah Hanifin. Second start from the Winnipeg Jets, number 25, Paul Stastny. And the first start tonight from the Winnipeg Jets, number 81, Kyle Connor. Calgary Flames' next home game is tomorrow night when we take on the Winnipeg Jets. 15th annual Canadian Armed Forces Appreciation Night. Game time known is 8 o'clock. You can catch all the action coast to coast, Hockey Night in Canada, and on Sportsnet 960 The Fan. On behalf of all of us, my name is Beasley saying so long, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row, that had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
Well, welcome to Flames Postgame Live, brought to you by Ram Truck, winner of Motor Trend Truck of the Year for the third year in a row. We got a newcomer on the Flames Postgame show, Brendan Morrison, joining us for the first time, making his debut. And, well, we got a finish to this hockey game, and maybe just your initial thoughts on what you saw. The first two periods looked eerily similar of one another.
They were, and I think Winnipeg played a good road game, really. I mean, Calgary got off to a good start, but there was no shots on net. I mean, a lot of blocks by Winnipeg tonight. Saw some life in the third period from Calgary. It had a good push, but again, at the end there, I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot by going to the penalty box.
Yeah, well, Milan Lucic gets that call in the end, and then it ends up turning into a 5-on-3, which ends up producing that. Let's take a look at the goals and go through what we saw here, because as we mentioned, the first two periods, the way we talk about it, it's one goal in each of them, and both of them come from the Winnipeg Jets. And this first one from Winnipeg kind of felt like one Calgary needs to go their way. It ends up hitting a couple of skates and bodies and finds its way past Jacob Markstrom there.
Yeah, you're right. And even though it's a good set play here, it is a shot pass with a tip in the slot. It does hit Wheeler's skate, and they get a fortunate bounce, goes in the net.
So that's the way that it opens up in the first period, 1-0 after one, and then the Jets strike again here. This one's a line change that the Jets end up getting it right back up the ice pretty quick and on the stick of one of their most dangerous weapons, Kyle Connor.
Yeah, a guy that you really don't want to have a breakaway in that situation there. I mean, this guy is a sniper. He's been one of the most consistent goal scorers in the league here the past 3 years, and he gets a fortunate bounce again with the rebound, and he buries it.
So Connor has 17 on the season and has been red hot against the Flames this season. But here we go as far as maybe the break that they're looking for, and it's right in front of the net, kind of what they've been talking about inside, and Milan Lucic gets his 7.
Yeah, Lucic gets a tip, and you're right, this is maybe the fortuitous bounce. I think it goes off Morrison's shin pad in the net eventually here, but hey, I mean, the Flames will take goals any way they can get them right now.
Absolutely, and that cuts the deficit to 1, but here's the penalty trouble and the 5-on-3 that you give this team enough looks on the weapons they have, and they finish off with Paul Stastny in front.
And again, a set play here, and good puck movement by Winnipeg, and I mean, this is a great pass in here by Wheeler. He looks it off at first, it wasn't there. He's patient, comes right back, and is tic-tac-toe in the back of the net.
Yeah, nice finish there for sure, and we do get some life though here at the end, and it comes with the net empty 6-on-5 situation, and kind of similar to that last one we saw with Lucic. This time it's a nice stick in front by Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah, it's a nice pass here by Lindholm. One-touch pass and a deflection by Tkachuk, and they gave themselves a chance there at the end.
And Tkachuk has 9 on the season, but they would get no closer. And we'll talk a little bit about just the chances they had in the end, the way that the opportunities were. They end up drawing a penalty. Matthew Tkachuk right off that face-off at center ice, and then the power play. And maybe let's take a look at it as we await our first post-game guests. Andrew Mangiapane and Chris Tanev will join us here shortly. But here's a look at that power play at the end. What did you see here in the looks that they had to tie this thing?
Well, they had a couple real good looks here. They got some pucks through. They're battling in front. Maybe a couple calls could have been on Tkachuk there. But again, right here, I mean, that's a grade A chance in tight there. And to Calgary's credit, they didn't roll over and die. They fought to the end, and just one of those games where they kind of got into the game a little bit too late.
I was going to ask you that, because for a team that's struggled to find it a little bit offensively, the fact that you end up going down too late in this hockey game, that seems like it could be one of those where it does push a team right off. But just the fight that they show, and maybe that's something, again, moral victories are hard to come by right now. You don't want to focus too much on them, but maybe something you can build on there.
Well, I think so. I mean, with this new system that's kind of been implemented with Darryl coming in, they're not going to score a lot of goals on every given night. So when you get behind the 8 ball, it's a tough thing between how do I deviate? Can I deviate from the system in order to try and produce offense? And, but I don't know if you can do that. You need buy-in from everybody, and you got to believe that things are going to turn and start going in a positive direction for you.
Let's welcome in Andrew Mangiapane now, who joins us with the headset. And, Andrew, I guess maybe just get your thoughts on this game. It seemed like the first 2 periods, tough sledding kind of both ways, pretty tightly played. What did you kind of make of the early part of this hockey game?
Yeah, it's a tough one to lose, obviously. We got to start winning some games here. But, I think our start, we could be better, be harder, be faster. And, I thought as the game went on, we started to find our game. But we need to be better right from the start.
Hey, Andrew, it's Brendan Morrison here. I actually thought you guys had a pretty good start tonight as far as possession in the offensive zone, but again, the shot total wasn't there. I looked up after 7 minutes. I thought, wow, this is a pretty good start here, but there was only 1 shot on net. Was that a bit of a credit to the Winnipeg blocking shots, or what's your take on that?
Yeah, they obviously do a good job of fronting and getting in lanes and all that, but yeah, we got to do a better job of getting pucks to the net, like you said, right? Whether that's from the point and just crashing the net for an extra shot or an extra rebound, or making plays. And taking it to the net hard. We got to find a way to, create more chances, and I think we'll be better when we do.
When you look at the 2 goals you did score, kind of similar in terms of what you just described, kind of being right there in front of the net, and one goes off a jet and the other one off the stick of Matthew Tkachuk. But is that kind of what you're talking about in terms of where you have to be in order to find those goals?
Yeah, obviously it takes a lot of strength and skill and power to go in front of the net, and maybe get a dirty one, and maybe that'll open the floodgates there for us early. But yeah, it was got to do a better job of doing that. But yeah, we got to do a better job, just creating and staying on pucks and getting second and third opportunities from it.
Yeah, it was kind of a feeling tonight where you guys just ran out of time. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys had a good push late, but ran out of time.
Yeah, it was a big, I guess, 6-on-5 goal there, or 6-on-4 there, and get us back in it. But yeah, again, another close one that we can't be losing.
Thanks for the time, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There's Andrew Mangiapane, and I know that's the feeling right now. And we talk about those, the moral victories. And I know you talk about building and building, but there's only so much time left in the season. You can kind of see it on their face. Just you want to start seeing those on the other side of those 1-goal games.
I mean, it's a tough situation right now. I mean, these guys know what's at stake. They're not immune to some of the outside talk or pressure, if you will, and they're all competitive. They're proud guys, and nobody laces up their skates to say, hey boys, let's go out tonight and try and lose this game, right? I mean, they have a new coach here. Everybody wants to prove what they can do and what they can bring to this team. So I mean, they got to find a way to stay positive. They got to stick together as a group, and eventually they'll turn the corner.
Let's welcome in Chris Tanev now, part of the postgame show. And Chris, just get your assessment of this hockey game. And Andrew kind of pointed to the start, but what do you guys kind of look at now postgame?
Yeah, obviously we didn't play great. Didn't come out with enough urgency and pace to our game. And I mean, when you get down goals against that team, it's going to be tough to come back.
You start to talk about that positivity. I mean, I know it's difficult, but you look at the way that you guys hung in there, even after going down 3-1. What about the fight at the end here to kind of push back and get it within one, and had a pretty good look to tie it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's good to fight back and then push back, but I mean, at this point in the season, we need wins, and we need them in bunches here. So we got to wake up a bit tomorrow and play with a little more urgency here.
Yeah, and Chris, it looks like Winnipeg kind of took a page out of your book tonight. I mean, you're one of the premier shot blockers in the league, and I thought they did a good job of that tonight. But you're right. It's there's kind of no moral victories right now. But I think you guys can build off your finish. You guys had a good push there in the third period tonight, and gave yourselves a chance.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they like you said, they blocked a lot of shots. They didn't let a lot of pucks get to the net. So I mean, played good in their D zone. We got to find a way to create more offense and score when we get the chances. Like you said, it was a good last 6-7 minutes. Hopefully we can build on that tomorrow.
Thanks for the time, Chris.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Chris Tanev, post-game, joining us. And, I guess the one saving grace, and we could have thrown it at him, but, the fact that you kind of go right back at it again, and maybe some of that momentum, the fact it's the same team, same building here, less than 24 hours later, you can kind of maybe take some of that with you.
And that's the one great things about playing sports and playing hockey in particular, with the volume of games, especially this year, is you don't have much time to dwell on it. You go right back at it, like you said, and Winnipeg's a good team. I mean, I think they just tied Toronto tonight for their first place in the North Division. They're deep up front. Their back end's playing well. They got great goaltending, and Calgary was right there. They're one shot away tonight. I mean, finding a way to get to those dirty areas like they scored their last 2 goals is going to be key tomorrow.
We got a couple guys at the podium here. Just want to quickly touch on the hit, Milan Lucic. I know that's kind of a tough spot for a guy when part of his game is being physical and trying to finish checks. But just what did you make of the hit? And we'll hear from him in just a moment.
Yeah, it was my problem with hits today that are on the boards like this is, I mean, it's a penalty because of the way he goes into the boards. I mean, that player needs to know that he's coming. Lucic is coming, and he's going to finish his check on him. But nowadays, I find players aren't prepared to take checks. I mean, he could have easily braced himself for that, but instead just turns his back and hopes he's not going to get hit and puts himself in a vulnerable position. So I put the onus on both guys a bit. I mean, I know that's part of Lucic's game. That's what makes him successful. But the player that is in that vulnerable position has to protect himself better.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's hear from Milan Lucic and just his thoughts on the game in general and most likely the hit as well.
Just what happened out there in that third period. Obviously, you got the goal back, which was huge for the team, and then I'm sure you're disappointed in those penalties. How do you describe that third period?
Yeah, got ourselves back in it. It's not like I'm trying to hit anyone from behind. I'm not a huge fan of the roughing call, especially when Pionk engages me and gives me a cross check first, but ends up being costly, and you know, we get 1-6 on 5, we're not able to get the other one, and you know, lose another 1-goal game, and it sucks because, you know, running out of time, running out of games, got to start getting in the win column if we have any type of chance.
And I guess, Sean, I mean, it does seem we've heard that these are must-win games, and sort of the losses are piling up right now. Are you encouraged by the way the team in general played tonight, or does this one sting?
Yeah, I mean, we're coming off 3 losses in a row, and I mean, we need to be way better than that. And I mean, obviously we gave ourselves a chance to come back, but we put ourselves in that situation where we're chasing the game. And I mean, we on home ice, we want to be much harder to play against, and I mean, we gotta show that tomorrow.
Okay, we'll go to Aaron Vickers.
Milan, you're a veteran guy in that room. How do you balance not trying to panic, but still feel the desire to ramp up the urgency with this crew?
Just got to take it one game at a time. Focus on winning one game. Back at it tomorrow night at home against the same team here. So, yeah, just focus on winning that one game and try and get on a roll. You know, all year long we haven't been able to really get on a roll, and be no better time than now to get on one. But it starts with the first one, and so all our focus just goes into tomorrow night.
We call it the Ram 1500 Limited. But truth be told, there's nothing limited about it. Ram 1500, winner, J.D. Power Award for Best Driver Appeal.
All right, Flames post-game live brought to you by Ram Truck. Brendan Parker alongside Brendan Morrison. And, you know, maybe let's focus on number 19, because I think he kind of grabbed a little bit of the spotlight yesterday just from Coach Sutter, talking about trying to find ways to get him more minutes and try to use him a little bit more. And Matthew Tkachuk himself said, you know, he thinks he can be a little bit better as well. What did we see from number 19 tonight? It kind of seemed like he was in and around it throughout most of the night.
Well, I thought he was more engaged right from the puck drop tonight, and he's a guy that walks a fine line, and that's when he's most successful. He's the kind of the straw that stirs the drink for the Flames, and you know, when he's effective, when he's at his best, the other guys know, the other team knows he's on the ice. He's in front of the net, he's battling, he's pushing, he's shoving, he's bumping, he's getting in goal, he's creased, he's doing all those little things that make him successful, and he did that tonight. And the Flames are going to need him to continue to do that, I mean, if they want to get out of this.
No question about it, and I think he was closer to 19 minutes tonight, so that's obviously gets the minutes up, and that's kind of a win-win in terms of moving forward. You want to see him engaged, which he obviously was, but the minutes were there as well.
Well, and when a new coach comes in, I mean, it's like everyone has a clean slate, right? He wants everybody to come out and prove themselves, but when your ice time gets reduced, you know, I think by 4 minutes, pretty much, like almost 25% of your ice time gets taken away right off the bat. I mean, that's a big adjustment for a player when you're used to going out every second, every third shift. So, I mean, he's got to find a way to consistently do what he did tonight, and he'll get those minutes.
Yeah, no question. And Darryl, to his, you know, what as he pointed out, he was trying to figure out everybody on the roster too, right? So fourth line, and everybody's, you know, getting it was more balanced minutes. I mean, we saw the fourth line again tonight, but that's kind of a Darryl trademark too, is to get everybody involved. Yeah,
he's a guy that you know, likes to roll his lines as evenly as he can. Obviously, special teams come into play. More guys are going to play, and he rewards lines that are playing well. And you saw that when he first took over in the first couple games, when they had success, the like third and fourth line, they played a lot because they were playing well.
Sure. Yeah,
So if you're going, and you know, I heard an ex-player say, "Listen, your first shift under Darryl better be a good one," and you know, that kind of sets the tone for the night.
Yeah, for sure. Well said. Let's go now and hear from the head coach of the Calgary Flames, Darryl Sutter, and get his assessment.
Darryl, Milan was not happy with that roughing penalty being added on. What did you think about the extra 2 minutes there when he got the 4?
Yeah, I thought there was a cross check and a rough, so the original call was being made on Lucic, and then thought there was a cross check on their side and then a rough on our side, so it should have been a 2-minute penalty.
And in general, how did you feel about the team's performance today? I mean, they got back in it, losing by 1. How did you feel about it?
It doesn't matter. We had some real dopey players in the first period, so it cost us the hockey game.
So it was that start that was the problem?
Yeah, the start of some of our players, as I said, we had some dopey players that didn't wake up till we were down a goal, which is unfortunate.
Go to Aaron Vickers.
Darryl, is the urgency level with your group where it needs to be? You mentioned the slow start, but are you seeing the urgency out of your group right now?
Well, the urgency's there when we're down a goal, but you have to have the strength and the mental toughness to always play through that. You don't always have a lead in this league, and that, you know, obviously tonight the difference is, you know what, we took a dumb high sticking penalty and they scored on it right away, and we took a shoot out of play at 5-3, and you know what, and their power play is they don't get a lot of power plays. In fact, they don't take a lot of penalties, and they don't get a lot of power plays. So tonight, they have 4 or 5 plus the 5 and 3, and it's clearly the difference in the game.
Okay, we'll go to Darren Haynes.
Darryl, what did you see on the Connor goal in the second period? Was that a bad line change or a failure to get the puck in deep, or a couple of those things?
Yeah, I think it had to go about 6 feet farther. I think it got top the circles, that puck, and then the forwards came and defense came together. So probably obviously they thought the right D thought the puck was going farther.
Okay, we'll go to Eric Francis.
Darryl, do you sense that it's hard for these guys to have faith in the system you're playing right now when they're just not getting rewarded with goals or even very many good scoring chances?
You got to play with pace, Eric. Like, the system is all it is faster than the one they were playing, and that's difficult to grasp. It's got nothing to do with anything else. I think that we scoring chances we had tonight were on the rush, or on the forecheck. There was very little on the rush, which indicates that we're, you know, the puck's either not moving fast enough or some of our players aren't.
Is this one of your teams, you know, obviously you're frustrated with the penalties and some other things, but is this one of the team's worst performances, or how would you rate it since you've got there?
I don't really have much time to talk about any time we lose, to tell you the truth.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I see no more questions.
Darryl, honest assessment, I suppose. And, well, we heard it from Mange. We heard it from Chris Tanev as well. No question the start was drew the ire of the coach as well.
Well, a few dopey players out there, apparently. So guys better get their sleep tonight and be ready to go tomorrow night, because, yeah, I mean, that would obviously was a factor. I think he's talking about the first period in general, because I thought the first 5-6 minutes overall were pretty good.
Yeah.
But
well, he did talk about that penalty that ends up leading to the first power play goal for the Jets. So yeah, maybe that's part of it. But obviously he's not happy. I mean, he said it right at the end. I don't have much time to talk about a loss in general, and that kind of felt that.
Well, the beautiful thing about Darryl is there's no gray area.
No, that's very true.
It's pretty black and white.
Yeah, well, without question. Hey, listen, thanks for doing it. Thanks for stopping by the Flames TV set.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Brendan.
Brendan Morrison joining us here on Flames Postgame Live, and that'll do it for us. Actually, before we go, we have to check in on the Score 4 update, because bet99.net, Score 4, you can go on for the interactive games prior to the game. And our winner tonight is Sean Gordy, who clearly outdueled me tonight, as you can see, my totals versus what actually happened. And what did I get? Any right? Not Not a single one. 0 for 4. Tough break there on the Score 4 bet99.net, but you can go on Saddle Dome Live app before each game to participate. That'll do it for Flames Postgame Live, brought to you by Ram Truck. Thanks for watching, and good news is for the Calgary Flames and red for us. We'll be right back here at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome again tomorrow night as these two teams go right back at it. As for tonight, it is another one-goal game between these two teams. Now 5 so far in the 6 meetings so far, 3-2 the final, and another one tomorrow night coming up between these two teams at 8 p.m. And we'll see you then. Thanks for watching Flames Postgame Live, brought to you by Ram Truck.